Hey everyone, so I have now completed episode 4 of Witch Hat Atelier. So usually nowadays when I make review videos I just stick to shorts really that I do because I usually don't need more than 3 minutes to make a review. So if you want to see upcoming reviews of this whenever I have the opportunity, I would suggest you check out my shorts. But for this specific episode, because I also haven't covered the previous episodes of this show, I felt that I needed more than just 3 minutes to do a full review of this episode, because I also want to review back a little bit of what I've seen so far of this show. First of all, I want to say that from the first 4 episodes that I have been watching of this show, I already see this as my anime of the season. I've already put this one as a 10 out of 10 so far, because this show is really, no pun intended, magical. And the animation is beautiful, really, really beautiful. The world is really great too. It's a really, really good, well-built world. There is a very good detail also in the world that I don't think everyone notices or pay attention to, but it's actually a very good detail. And that is that the roads, that the you don't really see any roads outside of the cities. At least I haven't. And when you see them travel from place to place, they don't actually use horse carriages or anything like that, because usually in fantasy world they have roads, right? We could see it in Freedom, for example, because they're walking. But in this particular world, they use the sky to travel, right? With their flying horses. So I don't remember exactly what animals they were, but they're flying from place to place. So it makes a lot of sense that they don't really have any roads between places, because they use the sky instead. And that is a detail that I think is worth noticing. It might not be a detail that most people pay attention to, but it's a very it's a very good detail that they don't need roads because they fly instead. That is great, honestly. Let's see, I made a little bit of list of notes here. That's why I look it down a bit, because I wanted to make some notes before I make this review, so I cover everything that I want. I also want to say that I really like all the characters so far. I don't remember all the names so far, but I do enjoy. I think the characters are great. You know, everyone so far, really. So to go to, I'm gonna talk more about the episode 4 for now. So first of all, they are going to this new town, right, to find a new pen or wand for Coco, and very beautiful town, I think. Let's see, what else did I wrote? Right, the moment when Coco see the witch, right? I don't know if it's the same witch or another of the group of witches, the witch they were talking about, but the mask looked the same from the first episode of the same witch that we saw gave the book to Coco, right? So it might be the same one. But Coco saw her and she ran after her. Already there, I felt like that wasn't the smart thing to do from Coco's side. Although I can understand it, because Coco is still a child, so she doesn't have the rational thinking like an adult would have. You know, she acts on impulse, right? Because she's a child. So she sees the witch and she directly follows what her mind says, right? That she should follow the witch to this to talk to her or whatever, right? Because the witch gave her the book, and the book made sure that her mother is ice right now. And because she was following and the other ones were following Coco, right? They went into this other world, the magic world where the witch is. And they got left from the previous town, right? They cannot be found there anymore. And obviously that was the plan from the witch all along. That's why she was running away. She wasn't running away to escape from Coco. She knew that Coco would follow her anyway. So this was all according to plan. But the witch obviously wasn't prepared that the other girls would follow her, because she said pretty much, I only have business with Coco, not the other one, but they came anyway. And already here we see that Coco, unfortunately, brings a little bit of bad luck. I already sensed it when she was running after the witch and everyone was following her. That was already like, you might bring some bad luck to everyone here, because even then, and I'm gonna mention this later in the review, even then I was thinking about, first it was your mother and now this. You're a bit clumsy, and unfortunately not intended, but you still bring a little bit of bad luck. But obviously that's part of the story, right? She should be a little bit clumsy at the beginning and do these things to most likely, I guess, turn around and be the hero eventually, or something like that. That's usually how it goes, right? Let's see. And you could clearly see, how her actions are affecting the other ones in a negative way. She doesn't want to do it, of course, but that's what happened. A great example is Tetia, right? Because Tetia is the one that is always so optimistic, always full of energy, always positive. But even she had a panic mode when they were stuck and they couldn't get out, and the dragon was looking for them, right? And you could see that she really had a lot of panic. Even Coco said, she's actually blaming me, but she doesn't say it directly. Because I think Tetia is too nice, right? So she's not like Agot. Agot says just how it is, right? But with Tetia, I think she's trying to be friends with everyone. So, but even here, Tetia lost her mind, of course, which is completely understandable, because they're chased by a dragon, they're children, they're alone, their master is not with them to save them, Of course they panic because they think they're gonna die. And this is because they followed Coco, and Coco followed the witch. And even the second part where Coco, where Agot was preparing to make the magic, right? But Coco ruined it. Even Agot lost it on her. And now luckily the blue-haired girl, I don't remember her name, but she was prepared anyway to make holes in the wall to escape or hide. But obviously, the first of all, the actions that I think Coco already knew she screwed up. She already knew it when Tetia had her panic mode, right? But to also hear Agot say it directly to her, and even Agot mentioning her mother, like, it's your fault, your mother is in ice, Obviously that got to her. Even that even got to me a little bit, because I actually felt very sorry for Coco in that moment, because Coco has been through a lot, and to actually hear that directly from Agot, because Agot, she just says how it is, what's on her mind, that you ruin it for us, and you also ruin it for your mother, that creates a lot of guilt and insecurities in Coco, I think. And obviously Coco is right now, what is it called? She's doubting herself, and she doesn't really know how to handle this. We could clearly see it. And also the cliffhanger at the end, where I don't remember what their master's name was, but him being very close to finding them now. That was a good cliffhanger. I really wanted the next episode to start, because I want to see if he comes in as the hero in this case. Now, obviously, the girls have to try their best, but we still have to remember they're just students of him. So, they're not as experienced as they want to be. I know Agot tries to act like she is the expert here, but even she is going to have a difficult here. So the first, I think what's going to happen here is that they're going to have trouble, but they're probably going to be able to come up with some kind of plans until the very last minute, and then he's going to show up and save them. I think that's how it's going to go. And then we're going to see if, I would assume they're going to be saved by the master. My future prediction, because I have not read the source material, but my future prediction is also that either either while they're hiding from the dragon, we are going to see Coco do something exceptional. Like, for example, in the previous episode when she was looking for the flowers, right, in the other world with the flying balls or whatever. She already made up her own plans from there. So we could see that in this situation as well. Or the master shows up and then Coco is going to have a lot of self-doubt in herself. But I don't really know what's going to happen. But those are the alternatives that I see in the future episodes. So yeah, I think that's what I want to say. Really beautiful show so far. I love it very much. I have it as a 10 out of 10. It's definitely my anime of the season. Very well written story, very good world, very, very good animation. I really don't have anything negative to say so far. I think this has been a beautiful show so far. And obviously I needed more than 3 minutes to do this review. Now there might be reviews of upcoming episodes of this show where I might need less than 3 minutes. We don't really know. And in those cases it's going to be short reviews, so look out for that. But if I need more time to talk, then I'm going to make regular reviews like this one. Anyway, that's all I can say for now. So have a nice day. Bye.